What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. We have a matchup today. This is the finals. We have Blue Buggy versus Blue Purple Luffy. We won the dice roll. We're going first. Feel very good about that. Going to keep this hand. I really like it as a searcher. Has a Mihawk. I think has a 10 cost. It's got a lot of things that we're looking for. I think it has a Crockett Mihawk as well. Yeah, playing my good friend Fernando. We'll see how this goes. In my early testing, I had a lot of success against Blue Purple. Lately, I've been having a little bit of trouble. When they high roll high, and it's hard to deal with, especially with the last few I played have been starving me and not hitting my life at all. So that kind of hurts in terms of trying to see what we need to see, but we still have so much searchers and so much draw power and filtering that we should be all right. We are going, like I said, we're going first. We're going to start off with the Galdino Searcher. Actually, we're going to start with the Cross Guild Searcher event. Search top 4 for a Cross Guild, and we can find a Galdino. And we don't have a Crockett Mihawk, but we have 2 Galdinos now. We can try to find one. And we're going to be able to find one here, so let's grab that. Now we can search again, and we'll see what we grab. We can grab an Alvida. That would be a strong. We can also grab the 4-cost Buggy. Here's where I think I'm going to get caught between 2 mines. I'm missing 6 life. No trigger. I'm going to get caught between 2 mines next turn. The reason being is because he taps 4 for a Bond Clay, so he ramps. I don't want that to attack. I'm going to 5 Dawn. I'm going to Crockett Mihawk, but I'm going to pitch. I should pitch the 4-cost Buggy. But my original plan was to Crockett Mihawk into the Mihawk. Well, Crockett Mihawk into Buggy into Mihawk. But then I'm realizing, like, he's starving me. Like, well, okay. I'm thinking lots of things. I'm thinking playing the Alvida would have been better. But now I'm going to play the 4-cost Kabaji down. Because I'm going to play the Mihawk off of the promo Buggy anyways. I think I realized that halfway through. So I want to keep the Mihawk. Like, that's just a better play and keep my hand size a little bit higher. But I should have played the Alvida down. I shouldn't have pitched it immediately. But then I also feel a little bit of relief now. Okay, I feel a little bit of relief because he's starving me. He's probably not going to swing that Bond Clay. If he does, I'll just take. He's at 7 life. So again, he's probably not going to swing that Bond Clay until he starts hitting some Sanjis, or until my board gets like a 12 cost. He's at 7 Dawn. He's going to God Thread my Kabaji. I'm going to pitch the Buggy to keep it alive. He still gets the ramp of Dawn though. And then he's going to so now he's at 8 Dawn. Well, he'll be at 8 next turn, I think. We go to our 7 Dawn turn. We're just going to hard cast the promo Buggy into the Mihawk, draw 2, trash 1. We'll trash a Crockett Mihawk, and then we're going to pass. Maybe I should have pitched a card and swung a little bit as life, but I think it's okay. He's activating leader effect now. He gets to search top 5 for a Straw Hat, add to hand, then take the remaining cards and arrange them how he'd like in the top or bottom. This deck really goes by the 9-cost Sanji, and he's able to grab one here. He's going to put the cards on the bottom, so that's an intriguing sign for us. He's not going to be able to like hit the Sanji into something. If he did, he'd just be doing it blind. So he goes to 10 Dawn. He taps 5 for a Nami blocker. This allows him to draw 3, trash 2. So no Sanji for him this turn. And he's taking the 2 cards. He can either put them on the top or bottom. And he's going to put them on the bottom. That's a good sign for us, because if he had like a bunch of strong cards like Katakuris or Linlins, that would be good candidates to play off of the Sanji. He could stack them on there, and then he would guarantee that he would get a hit next turn for the Sanji. Again, he puts it on the bottom again. So that's very encouraging for us. We go to our 9 Dawn turn, and the idea here is we're going to establish 1 Buggy here. I think with the fact that we have the Kabaji blocker, I'm going to poke him. I want him to use one of his Nami blockers. So I'm going to swing 9 life. He's going to give me a Nami blocker. Now I can leader effect, and I can bottom deck one of those. And I could maybe swing something here, but I'm just playing it super safe just in case he hits into like a 9-10 rusher. Maybe I should have swung maybe the Crockett Mihawk just so I have 2 blockers. Like I could have kept it alive. He's going to leader effect to grab a Nami. And then now he's going to tap 9 for a Sanji, and he's going to play the top card of his deck, which is a Lin Lin. He is able to return it on. He has to pitch a card from his hand, which he does. He pitches a Katakuri, and then he's able to heal 1. Now he's attempting to put a 6-cost Mihawk into my life. I'm just telling him the candidates are Mihawk or the Kabaji. I might let him put the Kabaji if he wanted to, but at first he's saying to say Kabaji, but then he realizes he could do the Mihawk. So then I'm just gonna pitch a card. If he did the Kabaji, I believe I would just let it go through and let it get the heal. Now we can only Buggy 1 time, and we have to play over the Kabaji if we want to do it, or we have to play over something. I don't want to play over the promo Buggy because then that Mihawk, or excuse me, that Bond Clay becomes live. So we're going to start off with a 12 life. He takes. His hand size is also getting ginormous. I wish we had a pudding right now. But I'm thinking about what to do here. I think I'm going to hard cast the Buggy. I don't think I'm going to leader effect. I'm going to keep the 2/2Ks in my hand and then play over the Kabaji. So we bottom deck the Lin Lin. The reason we're choosing Lin Lin over the Sanji is because if he eventually plays a Katakuri, he can restand that Lin Lin with the Katakuri's effect. He's going to leader effect again. He's going to grab a red rock. So this is in the back of my mind. He has a red rock. I have to keep a card in hand for protection. So, for example, this could be an interesting spot where he could swing. I could give all my hand for counter, and then he can red rock. He's going to Sanji again into another Lin Lin. He pitches a card. He pitches, yep, there's the card, and then he heals again. He's going to attempt to put the Mihawk, and I'm going to give him, I want to keep that Mihawk. I want to keep the blocker. That's my only blocker on board right now. And here's where I'm going to think a lot. The reason being is because I have 2 cards in hand. I know he has a red rock. I have 2K, 1K. If I turn any of the 7 costs sideways, they're going to die. If I turn my Buggies sideways, I think I'm going to lose a Buggy. This is where I think I'm just wrong. I should turn the Buggies sideways and attack, because then if he does that, he's not Sanjiing into something. Yes, he could put Dawn on, but ultimately he can really only get up to 12 3 times. And at that point, he's swinging 3 12s. So like I could counter out of that 2 of those, and then I could also block with 1. So I should just swing 12-12 here. This is a mistake, but I'm thinking this all through, and I'm thinking that my Buggies are going to die, and I don't want to lose the Buggies. But ultimately, what I should also decide, what I should also factor in, is that as longer this game goes on, the more it benefits him. He gets Sanji again next turn. He gets Sanji into Big Mom again, and then we're going to be the exact same scenario, except for just worse. So I swing 15 life. He's going to take no trigger. I'm just putting all my Dawn on leader. I should turn these Buggy sideways and attack. Because if he puts, like, he can only swing 12. He can swing 12 3 times, and then I could just counter out. But if he puts like 4 Dawn, he could swing 13. He could swing like 12s, I think, and then I could counter out of 1 and then block with the Mihawk for the other. And then he doesn't Sanji into something this turn. So I think I should have definitely done that. Put a ton of pressure because his hand size is huge. He's going to Sanji again into a Katakuri. He plays over the Bond Clay. So now it's just the same scenario. He's in a stronger spot. He's established a blocker. He still hasn't hit our life 1 time. And then now we do draw a Mihawk. So I'm going to leader effect here, and I'm going now. But one of the advantages now that we have is we don't need that promo Buggy anymore. We have a spot we can play over that isn't worthless. So we can lead. I can just hard cast the Mihawk, but I'm going to leader effect. The reason I'm leader effecting here is I hope I draw into a 10 cost Buggy. I can get rid of something. I'm going to pitch the Mihawk. We did not draw into the Buggy, but we did draw a Galdino Searcher. Unfortunately, not going to play over anything for that. So we're going to swing 10 life. He has 1 Dawn standing, and he's going to block and then gear 2. So now this is an intriguing spot because now he doesn't have a blocker. He has no standing Dawn. His hand is like, I want to say 11 cards. I'm really thinking this through, and I'm thinking like I have to swing my buggies. I can't do the same thing I did last turn. Like, it's just too far behind. But now that Katakuri's sideways, I can bully that. I could swing 12-12 into it and get like that Katakuri either dies or I get like 6 cards out of hand. Like, I get a lot of cards out of hand doing that. And I feel better about doing that because I have the 2 Mihawks. I have 2K, 1K. I just have to be cognizant that he still has that Red Rock in his hand. If I get down to 0 cards and he has 6 Dawn standing, he can Red Rock one of my buggies away. But I think there's not a scenario where I lose either of my buggies. There might be a scenario where I lose a Mihawk, maybe both Mihawks. But I think I have to do this. We have to whittle his hand size down or kill that Katakuri. And he gets a lot of value out of that Katakuri because it can restand that Big Mom. It's also a blocker. It restands itself. So he can swing it freely and then also restand it as a blocker at the end of his turn. He's going to give me the cards needed, which is 2 2Ks and a 1K. We're going to swing it again. 2 2Ks and a 1K. And now, like, we're just going to pass. We've got his hand size down. His hand is, like, he does draw 2 cards per turn. So his hand size can't get much bigger. But at least we got him into a vulnerable spot. So yeah, now it's curious to see how he does this. I think I misplayed earlier by not attacking. I could have got his hand size down earlier or got his life down to a lower amount where I could potentially go on to win the game next turn. But we'll see how this goes. If he's not going to Sanji into something this turn, I would guess not, just because his board's full. But how many 12K swings can he do? If he puts it all on like a Linlin, for example, and swings huge, I'm just going to give him a Mihawk blocker. He's arranging it in a 3-3-4. If he swings 12, I give him the 2K. If he swings 12 again, I can give him the counter again, and then a blocker potentially. But again, the thing I have to be cognizant of is I can't go down to 0 cards in hand while he still has 6 Dawn standing. That's in the back of my head. Because if he has 6 Dawn standing, I know he has a Red Rock. He can Red Rock one away. He's just reading the Kraken Mihawk to verify that, like, it protects itself. Such a strong card. So depending on how he does this, he puts 3 Dawn and swings 12 into the 12. I'm going to give him a 1K. I'm just thinking this through though, see everything. Give him the 1K, Galdino. He's going to do the exact same thing again, and now I can give him this 2K because he can't Red Rock us. Now if he puts 4 Dawn on and swings with like a Sanji, for example, he will succeed in killing our Mihawk. So we'll just give him the Mihawk. So he passes, he uses effective Katakuri to restand, and yeah. So now we go to our 10. We're at 10 Dawn. We have 1 card in hand. I'm going to swing 12 life. The 1 card is not a 10 cost buggy, or I would play it. He has 4 Dawn standing, so now we got to make him use these. He's going to Gum Gum Giant. He pitches a Linlin. He gets to draw 2 and return 2 Dawn. He still has to give us 2K, 1K though, or 3K total power. He gives us 2K, 1K. Now we're going to swing 12 again. And he's going to Gum Gum Giant again. Now this is huge because now he's down to 6 Dawn. So the start of his next turn, he's not going to be able to leader effect. He pitches the Red Rock, so that's encouraging. You don't have to kind of like play around that anymore, unless he has another one. But in that case, he draws into a gear 2, and he's able to tap another Dawn for that, so that he gets the +3 he needs. He's used 3 Dawn. He still has 4. Thinking about what to do here. The 1 card in hand is a 4 cost Buggy. It's not the 10 cost. If it was a 10 cost, I could play it and bottom deck something. But I think ultimately what I'm going to do is just put all 10 on Buggy, on my leader, and swing. And I'm thinking about where this swing should go. I could kill this Sanji. I could start gaining some board or / getting his hand size down. I'm counting the big moms. I know I bottom decked 1 and he pitched 1. I just don't want him healing anymore. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking about where these swings should go, and I'm going to put them. I think I'm going to swing into the Sanji. Now, this could be a mistake. I think I should just swing into life. But I'm going to swing 10 into the Sanji. And this is where he still has 1 Dawn. Excuse me, I'm not swinging 10. I'm swinging 15. 10 Dawn on the leader. Swinging 15. He still has 1 Dawn. He's going to give me the blocker cat. I was thinking about it. And he gives that to me, which I was kind of intrigued by. I think the Katakuri has more value. But he goes to 8 Dawn. He doesn't get to leader. In fact, he doesn't get to draw 2, and he doesn't get to stack in case he had a 4th Sanji into another Lean or something like that. But now we're in a spot where he has 2 life. We have 1K counter. So depending on how he does this again, we can give him the Mihawk blockers. If he's going to swing, again, he's at 8, so the numbers are slightly different. He can swing, with the 8, he could swing 13, 13. And he's going to swing 13. I'm just thinking, he's got 4 Dawn standing. He can't Red Rock if we give the counter. He's going to do the same thing again. And I'll block. And he's going to pass. He has no Dawn standing, so this is the turn to kill him. His cards in hand is like maybe 5. So we're going to swing 12 life. He takes no trigger, 12 life. He's thinking. He takes no trigger. And here's a 17 for game, and we're able to get him. Even if he counters out of that, he probably can clear our board next turn. Nah, maybe not. Because we have like 2 cards in hand. We have 2K, 1K. He'd be at 10 Dawn. If he Sanji'd again, like, he could maybe stabilize. But yeah, this was a very interesting, grimy matchup. We were able to get the dub. I think that the starving strategy is pretty good. It definitely hurts because we need to get our pieces and keep our hand size big, because we get to a spot where we've played our kaiju and we're at too many. We're not that many cards in hand, and that's kind of like where they can take the game if they keep playing Sanjis into big moms. I made a mistake by not swinging those buggies that one turn. I got too passive. You can't afford to be passive in this matchup, especially with the buggies, because their kaijus are 9K, our kaijus are 12. If they do that, if they swing into the buggies, like, they're not Sanjiing, so there's that level to it. So I think it's okay to swing the kaiju. Don't swing the Croc and Mihawks though, because if they kill that, then it could get really ugly. But yeah, we were able to get the dub in the tournament, so that feels awesome. This was the list. Ultimately, really like this list. It kind of has some 3 1-ups with the pudding, Gravity Blade, and Hound Blades. But I think I'm gonna keep this list for now. I kind of like it. It's kind of just versatile. Like, it's not as consistent having 3 1-of tech cards, but like, I like knowing that they're on the deck in case there's weird emergencies. I just have to be cognizant of not using Gravity Blade. I was super good today and not using Gravity Blade like on curve. It's just a card that, like, in emergency or like after the fact, we've already won board to clear blockers, or like I said, in emergency, plus good trigger. But yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you, and see you next time.